All right, everyone, get ready. Because today, we're going to dive deep into Kaizen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that concept everyone keeps talking about for making things better.
Yeah.
We're going to go way beyond just the buzzword and really figure out what it's all about.
I think that's a great idea because Kaizen has become so popular.
Yeah,
But the more you learn about it, the more you realize it's more than just make things better.
absolutely.
There's so much more to it.
And that's exactly what we're going to do today.
Right.
We're going to uncover all the good stuff.
Yes.
We'll be taking a close look at an excerpt from Steve Beauchamp's blog post.
Okay.
It's called The Power of Kaizen, Small Steps to Success.
Interesting.
But this isn't just about a quick definition.
Right.
We're going to get to the core
Right to heart of it.
of what Kaizen really means,
I like it.
especially when we compare it to Kaizen,
Yes.
which is similar
But different.
but different.
Yeah.
So first things first,
Okay.
what is Kaizen? The article starts by saying that it literally translates to change for the better.
Makes sense.
Simple, right?
Yeah.
Well, it seems simple.
Yeah.
But I think Kaizen is unique because it's not just about doing stuff. It's more like a way of thinking.
Oh, so it's not like a checklist of things to improve?
No, not really.
Okay.
Beauchamp says it's both.
Okay.
An action plan, A&D, a philosophy.
Interesting.
So think of it as always making small improvements
Okay.
and often doing it as a team.
Got it.
So small changes,
Yeah.
consistent changes,
Yeah.
and working together.
Working together to make it happen.
Exactly.
But there's got to be more to it, right? I mean, it's got this almost legendary reputation.
Definitely.
There's got to be something else going on.
For sure.
So the article digs into the word itself.
Oh, the etymology.
Yeah, breaking it down
Uh-huh.
into its two parts.
Okay.
Kai and Zen.
Right.
Kai meaning change.
Yes.
And Zen meaning good.
Right.
So literally, change for the better.
Yeah. But I'm guessing there's more to it than that.
You got it.
There's got to be some nuance here.
Absolutely.
So tell me about Kai.
Well, Kai, in this context, isn't just any change. It's deeper.
Okay.
It means self-discipline,
Okay.
self-control,
Uh-huh.
and changing yourself from within.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So before you change anything on the outside,
Yes.
Kaizen is saying to first look inside.
Exactly. It starts with asking yourself, how can I be better?
Wow. That's a powerful question.
It is.
Okay, so that's Kai.
Yes.
What about Zen?
Okay, so Zen,
I mean, good seems pretty obvious.
it does.
Yeah.
But think about it in terms of Kaizen.
Okay.
It's not just about you getting better.
Uh-huh.
It's about how your improvement helps everyone.
Okay.
It's about the common good.
Oh, wow.
So there's this selfless aspect to it.
Wow. So it's like we're trying to better ourselves, but not just for us,
Exactly.
but for the people around us too.
Yeah.
It's a big idea.
It is.
So Kaizen is about this inner transformation.
Yes.
For the good of everyone.
Uh-huh.
But how does that connect to continuous improvement?
That's a great question, and this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So it turns out continuous improvement in Japanese isn't Kaizen,
What?
it's Kairyo.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We've been using Kaizen to talk about continuous improvement,
I know, right?
and it's not even the right
It's-
word.
It's fascinating.
That's crazy.
It is.
So how are Kaizen and Kairyo different?
Well, think of Kaizen as the foundation.
Okay.
It's about personal responsibility,
Uh-huh.
looking inward,
Okay.
and always trying to improve yourself.
So that's the internal work.
Yes.
So where does Kairyo fit in?
Kairyo is what you see.
Okay.
It's the actual changes,
Okay.
like improving processes or systems.
So it's the result of all that inner work.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
Kaizen is preparing the soil,
Yes.
and Kairyo is the plants that grow from it.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so you can't have one without the other.
You got.
So Kaizen isn't just making small changes here and there.
No.
It's about creating the right mindset for those changes to actually work.
That's it.
It's a totally different way to think about improvement.
It is.
This is really interesting.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
So we've got Kaizen on the inside
Yes.
and Kairyo on the outside.
Uh-huh.
But before we keep going,
Okay.
let's take a pause and let everyone process this new information.
I agree.
It's a lot. So we've been talking about Kaizen and Kairyo
Yes.
and how they work together.
Yeah.
This whole idea that you have to change internally to see changes externally
Yes.
is really interesting.
I think it's really powerful.
It's like the opposite of how we usually think about improvement.
Yeah. We often focus on fixing the problem
Yeah.
instead of figuring out what's causing it.
Okay, so the article we're looking at today
Uh-huh.
uses a really good analogy to explain this.
Okay.
Cleaning your house before guests come over. How does that connect to Kaizen and Kairio?
Well, it's a great visual.
Okay.
Think about it. When you're getting ready for guests,
Yeah.
you don't just start cleaning right away.
Okay.
You declutter first.
Uh-huh.
You get rid of things you don't need.
Okay.
Organize.
Yeah.
That's the internal work.
So that's like Kaizen.
That's Kaizen.
Okay.
You're creating space for improvement.
So it's like
Yeah.
decluttering your mind
Yes.
to make room for positive changes.
Exactly.
Okay, so then what's Kairio?
Kairio is the actual cleaning,
Okay.
arranging the furniture,
Uh-huh.
making it look nice.
Right, so that's what people see.
Exactly.
So without that Kaizen,
Yes.
the decluttering and organizing,
Yeah.
the Kairio won't be as effective.
Right. It won't last.
It's like building a house on a shaky foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might look good at first,
Right.
but it won't stand the test of time.
Yeah, I like that analogy.
A good one.
It's like they say a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind.
I've heard that one.
So if we want to improve,
Hmm.
we need to start by clearing out the mental clutter.
I think that's a great place to start.
And Kaizen gives us a way to do that.
It does.
It's about creating a mindset
Yeah,
that's ready for growth and improvement.
absolutely.
So Kaizen is like tending to the soil,
Yeah.
and Kairio's like the plants that grow from it.
I like that.
They work together.
They do.
And it shows that Kaizen is more than just a bunch of tips and tricks.
It is.
It's a fundamental change in how you see things.
a commitment to always getting better.
So if someone wants to start using this,
Yeah.
where do they begin?
Well, it starts with the decision
Okay.
to cultivate that Kaizen mindset,
Uh-huh.
but it also takes action.
Okay.
Remember, Kaizen isn't about big sweeping changes.
Right.
It's small, consistent steps over time.
So small steps, but in the right direction.
Exactly.
What would be an example?
Okay, let's say you want to be more productive
Okay.
at work.
At work. Yeah.
So instead of trying to change everything at once,
Yeah.
maybe you start by just spending 15 minutes each morning,
Okay.
planning and prioritizing.
Okay.
Just that small change can make a difference.
It's like a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Small changes add up over time.
They do.
And the good thing about Kaizen
Yeah.
is you can use it anywhere.
Anywhere.
Your personal life, your work,
Relationships.
finances.
This.
It's not about finding a solution that works for everyone.
No.
It's about finding your own Kaizen spirit
Right.
and using it to improve.
Exactly.
So it's about embracing that journey of always getting better.
It is.
Now, before we move on to the last part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's think about something.
Okay.
We've been talking about changing on the inside,
Yes.
creating that Kaizen mindset.
Uh-huh.
But how do we know if it's working?
Right?
How do we measure progress?
Yeah. That's a good question.
It's internal and personal.
Yeah, it's hard to measure.
Kaizen.
Yes.
And how it's about changing from within
Right.
before you see changes outside.
That's the idea.
But before the break, we asked a big
We
question.
did.
How do we know if it's actually working?
Right.
Like, how do we measure that?
Because it's internal.
It is.
It's hard to see.
Right. It's not like you can measure it with a ruler or something.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
can't quantify it easily.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we can't track our progress.
Okay. So how do we do that?
I think it starts with paying attention
Right.
to how we think,
Uh-huh.
how we act,
Okay.
and how we deal with challenges.
So those little things.
Yeah.
Those small changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's say you usually get upset easily,
Okay.
but now you're able to stay calm.
Okay.
That's progress.
So it's like those small victories.
They are small, but they're important.
Right.
Because they show that the Kaizen mindset is taking hold.
So instead of being frustrated when things go wrong,
Yes.
you see it as a chance to learn.
Exactly.
You're changing your perspective.
Yeah, obstacles become opportunities.
I like that.
And as you practice this way of thinking,
Uh-huh.
you'll start to see those changes on the outside too.
Oh, wow.
Remember Kairio?
Yeah.
The external improvements?
Right.
They come naturally from Kaizen.
So it's like those results, those things we usually use to measure improvement
Right.
are actually happening later.
Yes.
The real change is happening first on the inside.
It's like an iceberg.
Oh, yeah.
What we see is just the tip.
Right.
The real work is happening below the surface.
And that's where Kaizen is.
Exactly.
Wow. This is making me think about improvement in a whole new way.
It's powerful, isn't it?
It's not about the end result.
No.
It's about the journey.
It's about growing and learning.
And that journey is different for everyone.
For sure.
There's no one right way to do Kaizen.
No. You have to find what works for you, what fits your values and goals,
Yeah.
and then just take those small steps.
So it's not about forcing it.
No.
It's about finding that Kaizen spirit
Yes.
that's already there.
Within you.
Yeah. And letting it lead the way.
I like that.
This has been amazing.
It has.
I feel like I understand Kaizen so much better now.
Me too.
It's not just a trick to be more productive.
No.
It's bigger than that.
It's a philosophy.
Yeah. A way of life.
I think so.
So what's the one thing you want our listeners to remember?
Kaizen isn't about being perfect.
Okay.
It's about progress.
Uh-huh.
It's about making small changes.
Consistently.
Yes, and with intention.
And it's about building that inner strength
Yes.
to make real change happen.
That's it.
Well said.
Thanks.
So what small step will you take today? We'll leave you with that question.
It's a good one.
Thanks for joining us on this.